Jeremy Kwan, Jeremy Kwan, Amanira Kwan, Jeremy Kwan, and Junior, Jeremy Kwan, Jeremy Kwan, Amanira. Hina yeri kwe, ajinkwe, wonkwa na unimo, senye besi ya, wonkwa na unimo, de semita, dimikan, ejunyamye, semita, semikwai, na mahinti, Haiti. Hina yeri kwe aji wonkwa na unimo sene besi biara wonkwa na unimo somesa dimikan na jonyamye somesa dimikan na mahinti. Ehina yeri kwe ajinkwe wonkwa na unim sedi besi biara no wonkwa na unimo eniti dimikan tremi kwan ejonyamye somisa dimikan na manyera onia and also so me the Christ asumdwe ejao the Christ asumdwe emao na so nua abobronko so ya kofi Yesu na masan aba ofi na em say we asisa oto na bi Yakopon di ukan oso nsa onan enwinti bo onan enka bibia na wonyira nso eda ewo wakwantu hu ene sabi wabrabom a obo no wiase. Today, what do I have and what have I brought today? Now, today I'm going to talk about, do not grumble about one another. Do not grumble. In Chi will say, Enini, do not grumble. Like, grumbling about, so many things. Like, we want to say, be patient. When things are not going the right way that you want to go, be patient because God has His own time. If it is sickness, be patient. God has His own time. So we're going to go through, all these things. But the topic is do not grumble against one another, especially when you're Christians. Or, for me, like I said, I believe in so many things because the Bible tells us to, see everything true. We should believe in so many things. The good news is it is God who made everything. So, leave everything to God for Him to judge because He says we should not judge. And so we should leave everything to Him, so that He will be the judge. Now, I'm saying do not grumble against one another. Suffering sometimes comes in our lives. Now, when you're suffering, sometimes instead of sitting down and grumbling about your sicknesses and something that is bothering you, you have to have patience and sit down and ask God, because whatever happens, it is Him that knows what is going on. So you got to get patient and sit down and ask of where these sufferings are coming. If we don't get patient and then maybe ask our God for why those things are happening, we're going to do something that maybe in the last round we're going to be kind of like not be happy. Now, there's somebody that we need to learn from this. We need to learn from the steadfast of Job. There are so many things that Job went through, but because of his steadfast and because of his patience, a lot of people advised him. Even his own wife came to him and said, hey, why don't you denounce God and get better? Otherwise, if you're not going to do that, I am leaving. I'm going. Period. I can't wait. I can't be on this. It is not only Job that goes through all these things. Now, it can happen to us that sometimes when things are going good, you will get friends, you get people. Your wife will love you so much. Your children will come to you and then flatter you, daddy, mommy, and you get a lot of friends that will come to you. But as soon as things starts to go wrong, then you will see that people will shun you. They will not even like to come to you. They will even forget that you did something for them some time ago. So they will not even like you anymore. And now they're going to tell you things that if you don't take care, your head is going to blow. Because they're going to tell you maybe you did some sakawa, or you did not help them, or you were a very bad person, and that is why you're going through such a thing. But sometimes that is not the thing. God is a God that is very compassionate. He has compassion. God is full of mercy. But it all takes that sometimes we need to be patient so that we can wait for him. And like I said, grumbling about one another. If you see a friend who is sick, don't go about and then talking, maybe wrong stuff about him. If you don't know what is happening to him, you don't go and then say, hey, this guy did this. You really don't know what is going on. Now, if you are the person that is suffering, you got to have patience. You got to be steadfast like Job did. And at God's own time, he's going to see you through. And you'll be victorious. And after that, then you'll see how God loves you. Now, when you go through such calamities, or when you go through such suffering, and you're able to conquer it, or you're able to overcome it, my friend, you will see that God is actually a loving Father. He loves all of us. He's not going to test you. Sometimes we need to be patient and ask ourselves questions. That what you're going through, is it from your own deeds? Sometimes we do things that will not actually benefit us. But then we will be saying, oh, it is God that is testing me. No, God normally doesn't actually test us. It is sometimes our selfishness. It is sometimes our greediness. It is sometimes, things that does not belong to you and we want to take it. That is why sometimes we go through this suffering. God will not test you. And even though if God is testing you, sometimes he pushes you. He wants you to go maybe left. And if you're not doing it, something will happen and you yourself will move to where the Lord is actually directing your steps. So all the time we should be patient and ask ourselves, what is happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And go to him, because he's a compassionate Father, because he's a merciful Father. He is going to look you through. Let's stop depending on other people. Let's stop hearing the grumbling that people are grumbling about us. And we ourselves also should know that we're not going to grumble about people. Now, if we live in a society where each and everyone is helping one another, encouraging one another, society will be so nice and it will be so good for us. The Lord has actually created this world. He has given us everything that we need. But because somebody is so selfish, he will take everything to himself. It can be money, it can be whatever you can think of. And then people will be jealous. And then it starts from there. People will take your stuff which does not even belongs to them. So these are the things that brings about, confusion, and there will be wars, and there will be fights in the house, and all this. Sometimes even in the same family. A wife, a husband, children, relatives will be fighting because of something. Sometimes somebody will die, and leave some properties for maybe the wife and children. But, you know, the family, as soon as the person is dead, they will come and tell you who you are. Even if they want, they can tell you you're not even the son of that person, or you're not the daughter of that person. And so they will come and look for the items and then the things in the house. All those things does not speak good about us. It doesn't make us end very well. If you're doing this to someone, have you actually asked yourself a question that if tomorrow it comes to me, what am I going to do? If tomorrow it happens to me, what will happen to my children? So what I'm saying is that let's be truthful to one another. Let's stop grumbling. Let's stop, things like, things that will not help you. Like the Bible says, something that you don't want someone to do to you, don't do it to others. Because when you do, you're going to be also receive the same, either it's a punishment or whatever it is. So my advice in today, our story is, let's stop grumbling against one another. Let's be patient when it comes to even a suffering. When it comes to, let's say, when things are not going right, we should all go to God and ask Him why those things are happening. And then let's also ask ourselves, because sometimes it could be that it is our own sinful deeds, it's our own selfishness that is taking us there. And so today, this is what I have for you. Brother, if you can hear me, do something with your life. Ask yourself questions. As you're here today and you can see me, you can hear me, do not look at who I am, but maybe advise yourself. Today might be your salvation. Who knows? I'm not doing this for an accident, but I know God has a message that somebody out there maybe wants to hear. And so I will end here, and then we shall continue again. Brother, before we meet again, let's take God very serious. This world does not belong to anybody. It is not your power, it's not your beauty, nothing. When your time comes, no matter how rich, no matter how poor, no matter how, whatever you are, you're going to face the judgment one day. God be with you. He should grant you all that you want, but in all, ask for His forgiveness and know that God loves you so much. Bye-bye. We will talk again. May you be blessed.